All right, so in this video, we wanted to go over the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, basically everything you need to know before you make your move to Reno, Nevada. And we're getting after it right now. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jackson Wilkie.
Joe Hanich.
That's right, and in this Living in Reno YouTube channel, we do everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play right here in Reno. If this is your first time to this channel, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And we are literally getting calls, emails, texts from people moving and relocating here every single day, and we absolutely love it. So if you're moving anywhere in Reno, Tahoe, any of these areas, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to Reno, Nevada. All right, so this is an incredible place. We're 8,000 feet up in the air. I can't believe that. 30, 40 minutes from downtown Reno. So you have just about everything here, but there's definitely some cons of living in Reno. So we'll be discussing all of them. I'm telling you at the very end is what you're gonna wanna know most about moving to Reno, Nevada. But we're gonna start with, some of the cons. And first and foremost, one of the first cons is the jobs here. It's kind of structured more around casinos and stuff, right?
100%, yeah, and it's been like that for a while, that the industry has been around some of these dated casinos. That
It's definitely been, these casinos are one of the biggest driving forces. So that's definitely a good thing that there is the jobs, but they don't typically pay, of your high salary wages. They're going to be a little bit lower. The good news is in the past few years, with so much growth coming to Reno, some of those bigger companies are coming here. What are some of them coming?
100%. I mean, we're talking about some of the biggest companies, in the world. We've got Tesla.
Yep.
Brought one of their battery factories here. You have Apple that's here. Amazon is here.
Yep.
Because of a lot of the tax breaks that are going on, there's a lot of big corporations and businesses jumping ship from California and making the move over the border.
Yeah, just right over the border. So that is something that we're starting to see, and going into the future is going to be really big with that job growth. So the other thing that we kind of get put in the same boat as Las Vegas, but it's the heat. Let's just talk about the heat for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of really all depends. If you're coming from a cooler
the Northwest,
climate,
Pacific, yeah,
100%. And then we are going to touch into the 100 degrees, a couple days a year, but for the most part, we're in the 90s to high 80s. So
it can be hot, and that is one thing about just being in Nevada. But it is high desert. You need to realize that. So we're thousands of feet up. In fact, we're at here is 8,000 feet. So you definitely get the four seasons, and that could be what our next con is. What we'll jump right into is it's not always hot here. It isn't Las Vegas. In fact, you're never going to hit that 115, 120. You might hit like 103, other than that 80s, 90s. But you are going to get snow here. If you don't like snow, are we going to see it?
We're 100% going to see it. Yeah, it's not going to be like the Sierras, when we're getting dumped with feet of snow, but we're at least going to get, 15, 20 inches a year at least.
Sometimes it sticks around for a few days. The one thing about Reno, it usually kind of melts off. It doesn't last too long. Once you get down in the valleys, though, just watch out. It can get really windy, and you can see snow drifts and stuff. The highways might get a little windy and shaky with the snow, but if you do not like snow at all, this won't be your jam, because within an hour, or basically an hour and a half, you have 8 different ski resorts. So there is snow here. One of the other things we wanted to touch about down in the valley of Reno was the trees. Not going to see as many,
or lack thereof.
100%. So to get outside, you're really gonna, you have to head down south, on the way to like Carson City stuff. You really start seeing the trees, but in town you're just not gonna see it. Besides, it's kind of the old growth, like Midtown, right?
Yeah. No, 100%. And when you're at that, high desert, that the trees, the landscape is just gonna be a little bit different. Thankfully, we're just a quick 30-minute, 45-minute ride up into, we're at 8,000 feet right now. It doesn't get any better.
And you start seeing them just when you start heading south, like I said, before Carson City. It has its own unique beauty, though. If you like just the big, Sierra Nevada style, giant mountains, that's what you're gonna see. You might also see some wild Mustangs up in those hills. And the last con we really wanted to touch on, might let these motorcycles go by. Hey, that's one of the biggest cons if you like motorcycles and hot rods. Lots of that. But why don't you touch on the homeless situation?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, you know, 5-10 years ago, whether it be downtown or midtown area, there's, you know, a decent transient population that would be on every corner that you'd be getting haggled a little bit to where it started to get a little bit of aggressive. And it's changed drastically. They're starting to improve the downtown and midtown area 100%. They're still there.
Yep. And that's the thing about it, you know, the weather is kind of permitting, even though you do get some snow. It's pretty mild temperatures here, but, you know, the casinos just add that extra, you know, layer, I guess, to say of where a lot of people are coming out with cash, and so they're asking for that. The biggest difference is, though, you know, like in our earlier years, 10 years ago, we were a little bit more in the party scene. You kind of just got dropped off in a certain area, and then you got out of there. Now, you know, there was just spots before.
Definitely.
Now I think, you know, just even coming into downtown Reno, they're redoing all the roads. Sparks, I mean, Sparks is getting a major fit. You used to live there, right?
100%. As far as walkability, I mean, I was right there in the Sparks Victorian Square area. And again, even from, you know, the half-a-mile walk from my house to Victorian Square, it's like you're gonna run into some sketchy people that you didn't want to run into.
Right.
But
and now it's not, you know, it's
yeah, exactly. Now it's, I mean, family friendly. Just all of the new construction that's going on in the development down there, that it's, I mean, it's changing drastically just within the next couple of years. And I mean, we already talked about all the money coming in.
Exactly, and with the Sparks area having a lot of room to grow, being that close to downtown Reno, all the new condos, housing, and, you know, apartments going in there, it's really starting to see a big facelift. Brand new amphitheater, so it's a good spot. So yes, I mean, the homeless, you're gonna see them. In fact, they're right downtown sometimes, but compared to what it was, it's definitely improved. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump right into the pros, but first, if you're loving these videos about Reno, please hit that like button, comment down below any question you have. We'll be monitoring those and we can answer those. So the first pro, state income tax. Did we got it?
Gone. Never even heard of it.
And that's what he said, you know, why the big companies are coming. But
Yeah.
I can say personally, you know, living in the Northwest before, some of the highest state income tax you'll find.
Hurts.
I was putting 10, 12, sometimes 14% of my check away just for state income tax, and that was sometimes not covering it. The other thing I want to talk about in relation to like Houston, Texas per se, where they have no state income tax, but they are getting 2%, 2.5% property tax on that assessed value. You won't see that here. What about our, you know, property taxes?
Yeah, that's tough. I couldn't even imagine 2%. Right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, property tax, we again are one of the lowest in the nation.
Yep.
Which is great. We're looking at, I want to say 0.6 to about 0.75%.
Yep. With a lot of the houses we've helped clients lately, that's what the numbers we've been seeing.
Definitely.
So, no state income tax, and, you know, the property tax being lower is definitely why we're seeing such growth. I mean, this place is absolutely exploding. Lots and lots of new construction, and that's another pro, is that you can basically live anywhere around downtown Reno and get to it within 20-25 minutes. But let's talk about the south, the Monte Ranch area, all the new construction there, pretty good values.
We're looking at what, the low 400s to the high 6s, depending on what kind of luxury spot you're looking for.
All the shopping you need, top school districts. So with this growth, we're starting to grow out and have all of this new construction, but it's 15 minutes from downtown Reno. It's so cool to see that. One of the biggest pros you're gonna find is this, outdoorsy world. So let's talk about some of the things you love doing, dogs, hiking, whatever, and where you go.
100%. So as far as the versatility, I mean, again, if I want the restaurants, the shops, I've got, you know, the best of both worlds.
Right.
If I want to get out and hike with the dogs every other day because they make me, then I'm jumping up, you know, to Hidden Beach and taking them right on Lake Tahoe. We're going snowshoeing up in the, you know, up by Mount Rose area.
Yep.
The versatility is, it's endless.
And that's what we're seeing. I mean, it's really the outdoors paradise. So within, you know, basically 20-30 minutes, you can be, you know, climbing, you can be hiking, mountain biking, you can be snowshoeing, you can be snowmobiling, you can be water skiing, you can be jet skiing, and they make it very friendly for, you know, the dogs, for the animals. So there's lots and lots of paths and trails. You will just, and the cool thing about that is, once you get here, start looking up the clubs, you know, like joggers clubs and skiing clubs and stuff, and it gets you associated with people just like you very quickly.
And to touch on that too, I mean, within Reno, an hour and a half, you've got 8 ski resorts.
8 ski resorts. So
winter's your thing.
Yep. One of the biggest ones, let's talk about that too, almost 5,000 acres.
Talking about heavenly, yeah, Jackson and I are both coming from the Northwest, and Schweitzer Mountain, it's the...
we thought it was the biggest.
Exactly, it's the mountain. Doing a little bit of research, it's about half the size of what heavenly is. So I mean, you're skiing all day. It really is a winter paradise up here.
The next one we want to talk about is, again, that affordable housing. So like we mentioned, there is all the new construction going on. 400,000, you know, even in the threes, you can start finding that new construction if you get out a little ways.
Definitely.
Stretching the budget, maybe hitting the Somerset, the Northwest areas, you are private golf courses, private living, and you know, you can be in the $600,000 range. It's just amazing. So compared to our neighbors to the west there in California.
The Bay, I know some of the locals are probably cringing when we talk about affordability and housing, but you're talking about people coming from the Bay Area over on the California side. It's no wonder why we're growing as large as we are.
Yeah, some Toll Brothers neighborhoods we're starting to see pop up, brand new construction, high-end finishes, you know, in the mid-4s up to probably like 600,000 for 3,500 square foot house.
Definitely.
It kind of depends on your lifestyle, where you need to be, what you like doing. But yeah, the affordable housing is why this place is blowing up. So the other thing that Reno has no shortage of, nightlife, bars, restaurants. What do you love doing?
I love drinking beers. That's what I do. That is what I do.
We're pretty good at that.
Yeah, 100%. So as far as the craft beer scenes and breweries paired with restaurants, I mean, it's a plethora.
You got obviously all your major casinos, but what it's doing, and the thing I really enjoy is that there's nothing real chained. Yes, you got a couple of them, but headed down to, you know, Sparks areas, to Victorian Square, downtown Reno, you know, a lot of these areas, they are like the independent style shops, restaurants, bars,
Definitely.
including your favorite spot where you want to move.
Man, we just hit Midtown, and it's, as far as like the local owner and operated, like each one of these areas has its own characteristics.
Yeah.
And that Midtown area, it hits all of them for me.
Midtown has it all. In fact, I been to like Portland, Oregon a lot, and like the northeast, southeast neighborhoods where it is all independent shops, like the Hawthorne Boulevards. That's what Midtown is, and it still has some of the most exciting living right there. You can see downtown Reno minutes away, but it is all independents, and they're just building and building and building in there, and like, I guess not building, but they're just like gentrifying.
Definitely.
And taking old buildings, gutting them, and making them into the coolest restaurants. And you have California Street that runs there. That's your biggest freaking houses you'll find, right over the Truckee River, incredible views, and you can still take the beach cruiser right down there.
Done.
All right, so another pro, if you love golf communities, this is one of the meccas. Let's talk about a couple courses and styles of living.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as far as golf goes for myself, it's a complete love-hate, right? Depending on the day. But wherever you're at in Reno, I mean, obviously we've covered North Reno, South Reno, East, West.
And even right down below us.
Yeah, exactly. Each spot has its own golf course, whether it's private, right?
Yep.
You have to own property on the course, or majority of them are public. But to hit a couple that are my favorite, Wolf Run.
Yep.
Fantastic course. I'm pretty sure I lost 6 balls there last time I played.
On hole 3.
Yeah. That one hurt the feelings. Yeah.
There's a couple of them. I mean, obviously you got just golf courses everywhere, and then the Somerset community, like we went and we vlogged, we've done a video on, has its own little private 9-hole, so you can walk that as well. There's golf courses everywhere in this valley. Some of the top, and down below us here in Lake Tahoe, there's one down at the south end where they do all the celebrity events. You got Steph Curry, you got MJ, you got all the celebrities down there because of just how gorgeous it is. So if you're into golf, any direction you go, any section of Reno you're in, you're gonna find some of the top golf. And the beautiful part about that, our last pro, the traffic here compared to major cities is so much better. So you can get to those courses. You can get, when we're talking about living at the Monty Ranch down South Reno, I mean, it's about 15 miles, but it's 15 minutes. So it's really quick traffic. And talk about some of the new highways.
Definitely.
And what we've been doing to help the traffic.
Yeah, and the city really has been doing a good job on that. The Veterans Parkway connector, obviously going from South Reno, taking us all the way into the Sparks area.
Yep.
Before that, you were having to take, 395 or the 580 and then jump on the 80, and it just congested everything. So if the commute, it cuts your commute in half. If you're just heading over there to the Legends as well, it's just super easy and convenient. And then also touching on the 580,
there we go.
Finishing that and bringing us all the way through Carson to get up to Tahoe. I mean, that thing is such a blessing, and it helps so much to then get rid of the 45, 50 mile an hour speed limit going through Washoe and all
the
that.
little towns you used to have to kind of go through. So now, it's the 580. You'll see it as the 395, the 580, whatever on the map. That is the new 580 that heads south out of Reno and takes you around Carson City. It just makes everything so much quicker. So the traffic here compared to most major cities, yes, you can get into
Definitely
some traffic scenes, during rush hour and stuff, but compared to some other major cities, it's really nothing. But hey, you're moving to Reno, finding out your lifestyle so that you are never stuck in traffic, finding out where you need to be, why you need to be here. That's what we're professionals at and what we love helping you. The only way we can help you, you got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Reno, Nevada. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later.